Thank you, distinguished faith speaker, for your prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, we will start today's program by inviting Venerable Dinghong to deliver a speech, A Journey to Peace, from Vision to Reality. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Venerable Dinghong.
ダッシュネームにあたってサーメンからやなかまなめというかプージェ・ディンホンさんに
Most respected Venerable Jinkong, Venerable Master Chantima, Venerable Masters of our Sri Lanka Buddhist communities, respected religious leaders, and all the distinguished guests, especially our distinguished excellencies, ambassadors from UNESCO, Mrs. Kathleen Gautier, President of the General Conference of UNESCO, and good afternoon to all of you. Amitofo. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about the theme on the intercultural interfaith dialogues. This has been the teaching of our most venerable master, Jinkong, our great teacher for years. And I had the fortune and privilege of following him, studying under his guidance for 20 years. And I wish to take 15 minutes to share some of my learning under his guidance on building peace through interfaith dialogues, uniting religions and promoting religious education. As we all know, we are facing crises in the world. There are all kinds of natural crises like tsunamis, earthquakes, etc. And also we are facing man-made disasters like wars, terrorism, etc. What are the root causes of this crisis? In Buddhism, we learn that the root causes is not outside, but is in here. It's in our mind. It is in the mind that crises are created. When we have the greed, the hatred or anger, and ignorance or delusion, these bad thoughts, evil thoughts, will give rise to crisis. Buddha taught us that the entire universe is just the creation of our mind. So in order to change the world, to change the universe, we should start with changing our mind. So therefore, the teaching of the Buddha and also all the distinguished sages in our history of the mankind are very important ways to eliminate crisis and save our world. And that's why our Venerable Master Jinkong has been promoting this sage education. Buddhism itself is the education. The relationship between the Buddha and us is the teacher and student relation. So we learn after the Buddha, and we all have the Buddha nature. It is just a matter of recovering our Buddha nature. last year, I decided to resign my position and follow Master and engage in the full-time teaching in Buddhism and also in traditional cultural education. I see this as my mission because now I understand the cause of the crisis and I want to do something for the humanity. I view this as the mission as a Buddhist. And Master taught us, in order to save the world from the turmoils, we should start with uniting the religions, because the religious people have learned more values, more moral values from their religious scriptures. If we can unite these alliance, then we will be able to have more power to change the world. Can religions be united? Yes, definitely. If you look at the history of China, back 1300 years ago in Tang Dynasty, we see that the emperor of Tang Dynasty, Tang Taizong, has successfully united the religions. At the time, Islam was introduced in China, and Christian faith was also introduced in China. The emperor had the broad mind and embraced all these foreign religions. Of course, Buddhism itself was the foreign faith or foreign religion at the time. And the emperor was successful in uniting all these different faiths and integrate these foreign faiths into the traditional culture of Confucianism and Taoism, etc. So this has been a very successful example back hundreds of years ago. Now we can see in Toowoomba, we have our distinguished fellow faith leaders coming all the way from Toowoomba. They have been working very hard together to get along with each other and discuss our faith and discuss the ways to promote the religious education towards the citizens in Toowoomba. We all have a common goal to build a model city of peace and harmony and hopefully set an example for the rest of the world to see that religions can be united. And the ways are, first, we need to study our own religion diligently, understand our own religion first, before we can understand the other religions. Then we can see that all these religions are in fact the teachings of the same power of the universe. Christians may call it the God, Islam may call it Allah, and we call it the Buddha nature, etc. Regardless of what you call it, we refer to the same source of the power. We need to seek for this power, and this is built in our mind. And we can recover it, and we can use this power and unite all the faiths and religions, and we can help the world to become much better. So the history and the current example tell us religions can be united. we should have the confidence that we are actually one family on the earth. More than that, we are one. We are one living entity. Just like the body, each of us as individual human being is the cell, one cell of the same body. And there are more than 50 trillion, if I remember correctly, 50 trillion cells in our body. And each of us is one of it. So we can unite because we are one originally. And in order to set a good example for the rest of the world to build the confidence in religion's unity, we need to build a sample city, a role model city. We are working hard to build Toowoomba, and we also hope that each country can also build a model city for harmony. About 3,200 years ago, in China, that was the dynasty of Zhou Chao. The emperor of Zhou Wenwang and Zhou Wuwang, were the sages. They were successfully building their own nations. At the time, the nations were just like the small towns. And all the other nations followed the practice of Zhou Wenwang's nation. And finally, Zhou Wenwang was regarded as the emperor of the entire world. At the time, the world refers to just the main parts of the China. So we can unite the world not using weapons or force, but using our virtues, like the example in Zhou dynasty. When nations got conflicts at the time, the kings of those nations went to Zhou Wenwang and seek their advice, and finally the conflicts got settled without the use of the weapons, without conflicts. So if we can build such a model city, and hopefully we build a model country of peace and harmony, this will have great influence on the world, and it will play a leading role in building peace and harmony. We are hoping that Sri Lanka can take the lead. And if this can be accepted, we of course be willing to help with our full resources. Because this is not just the matter of one country, it is the matter of our whole world, of mankind. So we should embrace all ethnic groups, all religions, and all nations. And Venerable Master has such a broad mind. That's why wherever he goes, he's well received by all faith leaders, not only Buddhist leaders, but also other faiths, and also our UNESCO ambassadors. You can see Venerable Master has no other power, but he has such a virtue, which every one of us has. He has uncovered it, and we believe that all of us can uncover it as well. So let's join our hands together to build our world for its great future. We believe harmonious world can be achieved with everyone's effort. Thank you very much.